So let me be honest. As much as I'd love to be like some of those productivity gurus that I'm watching, like Ali Abdaal or MD Prospect, who study 100 hours in a week and they get so much stuff done, I'm just not there yet. However, one of my favorite things to do when I'm procrastinating or I'm not studying, I'm watching videos about productivity and about self-help just to make myself feel better that I'm not studying. But over the time and over like the past 2 years, I've consumed so much self-help content that I feel like I actually have a pretty good understanding of what it's like to be productive. I kind of know the things that I have to be doing and the habits that I have to be building. So why don't I do it? Well, I don't know.
I guess we'll never know.
So I've always been the kid that never really took the school seriously. I mean, I never really studied to my full potential. I would always like slack off here and there when I could. But I feel like if I try hard and actually put in the time to study, I can really get an A+ in all of my classes. So I had an idea. What if I took all of that knowledge that I've consumed over the past couple of years and I actually applied it for one whole semester and made a series about it. Now, I'm going to be documenting this just so that I can show you guys the tips or tricks that I learned along the way. Maybe for some it will be helpful to understand what it takes to actually get an A+ in classes. And maybe for some people like me who don't really like to study that much, it will show that it's not as hard as it may seem. Or maybe it is. That's exactly why I'm trying it out. So now that we know what we're trying to do, we have a problem. I'm already behind on my classes. Now, it's been 2 weeks since school started, right? So my first week, it was kind of easy, it was just introductory. But my second week, I actually wasn't able to make it to some of my classes. I had some personal stuff that came up and then some other classes that just didn't pay as much attention as I wanted to. So I'm kind of behind on most of my classes. So whenever I'm behind, the thing that helps me the most is to just kind of organize all of my classes. So usually I do that with Notion, and I made a video about that. If you want to check it out, I'll put the card in up there somewhere, like in the description. But essentially what I'm doing is I'm taking the syllabus for every single class, I'm reading it and paying attention to what the teacher is actually trying to say. Usually the teachers show the direction of the class and they show the deadlines and whatnot. So I'll be taking all of those deadlines from the syllabus and I'll be entering it in my Notion template to essentially try to get an understanding of where each class is going and where I am situated in each class. So right now it's exactly 8 a.m. I'm gonna start it right now. I'm gonna do it for every single one of my classes, and I'll see you as soon as I'm done. Okay guys, I have good news and bad news. So the good news is we're not that behind. Actually, the assignments that are due are usually due on the 31st or the 29th, which is this week, and I still have time to prepare for those. So this is a good thing. However, the bad news is I actually have a lot of catching up to do. So for essentially every single class, I'm gonna have to rewatch the whole lecture as well as read the chapters that I missed. So that's gonna take some time. However, that's not a problem considering that I have my classes separated pretty well throughout the week, which means I actually have time to catch up before the class actually starts. So tomorrow, which is Tuesday, I have one class, which is Com 217, and essentially I'll be catching up to that class tonight. So one thing I found going through all the course outlines is that some of the teachers actually give a week-by-week breakdown of all the chapters that we're gonna cover and all the exercise problems that we have to do, which is the best thing ever. Because now I know exactly what I have to be catching up on and what exercise I have to be doing to be ready for my class. So right now it's 9:30 p.m. So my plan for tonight is to basically go over the pre-recorded lectures that my teacher left on the course website. I'm gonna be taking a look at that, taking some notes, see if the teacher covers the material in class. And if I see that he's not really covering the material and just doing exercises, in that case, I'll just be reading the book myself. So I'm all done catching up with my financial accounting class. it was actually a lot of fun. So in the beginning, it was hard for me to get into because I kind of haven't studied for a while, and so my attention span was all over the place. But then I remember one of the tips that I got from YouTube videos is essentially to review the course content and the course notes before you actually attend the lecture. So that's what I did. I paused my lecture, I read all of the course notes, kind of familiarized myself with the content, and I started to understand it a lot more. And whenever I really couldn't understand anything further, I would turn on the lecture and then the teacher would be explaining it in a very understandable way. And so the note strategy that I was using is actually the one that I learned from Ali Abdaal. So he's a Cambridge student, medical student, and he had amazing grades when he was back in school. And basically what he suggests is to not take notes the regular way. So usually we're used to writing notes down, but instead he suggests to listen to the teacher more and write down questions rather than the notes, because it's better for review and you will actually retain a lot more of the information that you're learning. And so this action of actively trying to remember the question apparently reinforces the connection between your neurons, and so you actually remember it a lot better. And that's something that I was testing out last semester and it helped me a lot. So I decided to do the same thing this semester. All right, so this is a good first step. We still have 4 more classes to catch up on. So I'm gonna be doing that tomorrow and probably the next day. So I guess right now I'm gonna go to sleep and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Day 2.
Hey everyone, welcome back to day 2, or actually day 3, because yesterday I was way too tired to study after my class, so I just went to sleep. But today I feel energized, I feel ready. So tonight we're gonna be trying to catch up to as many classes as we can. I do have a class in 20 minutes, so I'll be quickly going over everything that I have to know for that class, and then after the class ends, we're gonna be catching up to as many classes as we possibly can. So right now it's 5:43. I have my math class in 17 minutes, and hopefully I'll be able to quickly catch up to everything that I missed last class and just see how it goes from there. Okay, so I just finished my math class. It went really well because we're covering matrices right now, and I did that last semester a little bit, so I wasn't as lost as I thought I would be. I was able to keep up with the exercises that we were doing, and that's basically the whole class. For now, I'm gonna be focusing on catching up to 3 other classes, which is Comp 205, Comp 210, and my macroeconomics class. So one thing I noticed is I didn't actually miss that much, so I'll be just going over the pre-recorded lectures. I think that should be enough to keep up with everything that I missed. If that's not enough, I'm gonna also do some exercises, but for now, I think I'll just focus on watching the lectures for each of the classes, and that should be enough.
We're scaring those things away.
Last night I really got into study mode, so I kind of stopped recording. This morning I had 2 classes, so I prepared for those in advance, and I was actually participating in class, so I was able to contribute, and I'm actually really happy with the progress I've made. Okay, so quick recap. Day 1, I was mainly focused on organizing, so I was reading over the course syllabus for each class, and then I entered all of the deadlines into Notion, so that gave me a better sense of clarity, and now I know where each class is headed. Day 2 and 3, I was basically catching up to all of my classes by watching the pre-recorded lectures and overall going over the exercises that I missed, and I was able to catch up to each class before the lecture actually started, which was actually really helpful because in class I was able to participate more and understand the topics a lot better. Okay, so I just wanted to go over a couple of things that I noticed over the last 3 days of studying. So first, I got better at focusing and actually studying for longer periods of time. In the beginning, I had trouble concentrating, my attention span was all over the place, but now I'm actually able to maintain my attention for at least 1 hour, and then I take a little break, and then I continue studying from there. Second, I got better at finding my way around the classes. And I think that's mainly because of Notion and all of the organization that we did beforehand, because that actually separated all the classes into each page, and all I have to do is click on that page and study from there on. And finally, because I was ready for all of my classes, during lectures, I was able to participate and get those participation marks. So for the next episode of the A+ Student Challenge, I'm gonna be trying different studying techniques and see which one fits me better, and then I'll stick to that one for the rest of the semester. So if you have any tips or tricks on how to study for longer periods of time and get more work done, put them in the comments down below. I'll be reading all of that, and I'll be trying it for my next episode. For now, I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like if you did, and subscribe, because this is a whole series that I'm trying to make. I'm gonna be documenting this over the whole semester, so turn those notifications on so you never miss a single episode. So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.